Hello there, my friendly friends. It's Sam here from DLife HD. Today I'm talking about something I am so excited to tell you about, and I know we all are excited about it here on the channel, and that is Valve's brand new Steam Deck. Yes, Valve has announced a handheld device that will be running Steam and allowing you to play all your Steam games on the go. And yes, they claim every game currently available on Steam is fully playable, which is just an incredible feat and definitely something that we're going to want to discuss in much more detail. So let's roll that intro. We'll talk about it in a second. Alright, so obviously here at DLife we have a emphasis on portable gaming and mobile gaming. And so it's really exciting for us whenever a new platform comes out that offers us a new way to play games on the go. The Steam Deck is offering a way to play AAA games that normally would only be available on a computer or a console on the go. So, Valve has announced this system, and immediately one thing everyone was saying is this is very comparable to the Switch. However, Valve has already confirmed several details that might make it a step up above the Switch for you, just depending on what your preferences are. Now, obviously, you're not going to have any of those Nintendo exclusives, so that's one of the big downsides. Another downside is that this thing is quite bulky. It looks to be honestly kind of like a Leapster, just a giant bulky system. But there are some upsides to that, and let's go into those now. For one, as a result of it being bigger, they've been able to include all kinds of useful features not available on the Switch, such as full thumbsticks, comfortable triggers that push down. You've got buttons on the back for added button control. You've got ergonomics, grips on the handles that make it much more comfortable for you to hold with your hands. You've got a slightly larger screen. It's still I want to say it's like a 720 by 1280, but it's actually 800 by 1280 because there's a little bit of extra room on the bottom there for the Steam menu to pop up if you need to see some extra info while you're playing a game. So that is a very interesting screen size. But you also have some other cool features like track pads below the thumbsticks that allow you to have more precise control. For instance, if you were aiming in an FPS. You have a really nice layout with the sticks and the D-pad that I think will make it a lot more comfortable than the Switch. With the Switch, the right stick, for instance, if you're playing a shooter, you have to move your hand at kind of an awkward angle. But the Steam Deck has it where all the buttons and sticks and even the D-pad are all kind of on the same horizontal line. I think that is just so cool and definitely will make this a more comfortable experience if you're playing it on the go and you're playing for a long time. And especially with some of these bigger AAA games that require you to be using two sticks at once, that's just going to be a really, really nice feature. Now, there are some very awesome features that this includes that are also kind of like Switch-like, such as the ability to drop it in a dock or plug it up to a USB-C and put it on your TV, which is a really, really cool feature and definitely appreciated. At that point, it's just like pretty much a mini supercomputer. But speaking of computer, one very cool feature that Valve announced is that besides just the SteamOS, you can actually pretty much put whatever you want on this thing. You can load it up with Windows, put your favorite apps like Discord on it, and you don't have to play with just what Valve has given you in the SteamOS. You can really just do whatever you want with it. And in that regard, it's like a small PC because that's essentially what it is. It's just a tiny PC capable of running things at very, very high fidelity. Now, the graphics they've said are going to be comparable to that of the PS4 base model or the Xbox One S. So you most likely won't be pushing out any super high fidelity graphics, but you will be having that nice crisp 720p at the very least, and you'll be able to get those steady frame rates, and that is just very, very nice. Definitely something that we've been seeing a little bit lacking on the Switch lately. And so one thing that makes this appealing for me personally is with the Switch, I was always like, this is a great way to play some of those AAA games on the go, such as Doom, Wolfenstein. But later on down the road, there started to be more games coming to it like Control, Hitman, and they were all cloud. And so it started to be like, well, what's the point if I'm buying this on here? I'm going to have to connect to the cloud to play it. There's not really much benefit to that for me unless I'm going to have a strong internet connection. And again, with games like Doom, you're going to have to see substantial downgrades to the graphics. So it's like, do I want to buy it on console or PC where I'm going to have nice frame rates, nice graphics? Or do I want to buy it on Switch where I can play it on the go? Well, with the handheld that Valve has made, it seems like we've solved that problem entirely, because now you can play those games natively on the go. And not only that, but you don't have to choose between console and portable. You can just pick it up on Steam and play it wherever you want. You can play it on your computer, you can play it on your Steam Deck, and all of your progress carries over via the cloud, which is just amazing. It's just such a great idea, such a great concept, and I am super excited to be able to just pick up and play all those games on the go, especially because Valve is promising that many of the big games that aren't able to run on the Switch will be able to run on the Steam Deck, and there will be no compromises. That is just so incredible. Now, the Steam Deck has been announced to have 3 different models that you can pick up at varying price points. At the cheapest, for $400, you get a 64 gigabyte internal storage and carrying case. Not bad. At $529, you get a substantial upgrade to that memory. You get 256 gigabytes. And that's not just normal internal storage, that is an SSD, which obviously boosts the load times very much. So yeah, you're gonna get that faster storage, you still get the carrying case, and they say you get the exclusive Steam Community Profile Bundle, which I have no idea what that means, but I assume it's gonna be some sort of digital markup on your Steam profile to show that you bought that one. And now at the most expensive price point of $649, you get the 512 gigabyte model with the SSD. It's got very fast storage. It's got a premium anti-glare etched glass screen, which means that that's going to make it where you can play it outside better without having to worry about the glare. It's got the exclusive carrying case, and it has the same things with the Steam Community Profile Bundle, and apparently it's got an exclusive virtual keyboard theme. Can't exactly say if that's worth the upgrade, but it's definitely worth it for that storage. Definitely worth it for the storage. And when you look at that price point, $649 is a lot when you consider that this is a handheld. But that $399 is only $50 more than the new Switch OLED, and it's definitely an upgrade over it. Although, when you kind of put it into perspective, the $649 is pretty reasonable when you consider that building a computer for pretty comparable specs would be a lot more expensive than that. It is worth noting that the Steam Deck is supporting Bluetooth audio. Yes! You can finally use those Bluetooth headphones you've had with the Steam Deck. Yes, very nice. You've got an additional 4 buttons on the back that can be programmed to whatever you want, as well as the micro SD card slot for expanded storage. Now, I won't go over the technical specs as far as like the processor. You're welcome to look at that for yourself. But I will say that it does have 16 gigs of RAM, and the Switch is at 4 gigs of RAM. So that is a huge step up. And I will say RAM is actually one of the most essential features when it comes to performance. And that is going to be a huge factor in why this thing is going to run so smoothly. What they've showed so far is very impressive, assuming that it's been honest footage, but I do believe it, given the specs here. You've got the 6-axis gyro control, which is awesome. Very cool. And when you are externally connecting it to a TV, it supports up to 8K, which is just crazy, or 4K, all the way up to 120 Hertz, which is just nuts. Just nuts. All right, I sound like a rambling man at this point. Let's wrap this up. Last thing I want to say, and it's the question I know is on all of your minds. Are these sticks gonna drift? And they have come right out and said that these sticks have been tested and they will not drift. So if they do, you better call them out on that, because they have claimed that these sticks are going to last a long time. I gotta say, I'm very impressed by the Steam Deck. I looked at it at first and I was like, I don't know if I want to get that, but over time I've Really wanted to get it. Gotta admit. And at this point, yeah, I just really want to pick this thing up. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up, obviously, because I literally just built a computer. So I have a great way to play Steam. And if I ever am on the go and am in need of a game, I've got my Switch. Can't play the games from Steam on my Switch, but I can still play the Nintendo first-party games for now, which I have plenty of to catch up on, trust me. But yeah, this is definitely tempting. And for anybody looking to get into the handheld gaming space right now who's not necessarily got a Switch already, if you were looking at picking up the Switch OLED, I would probably recommend going with the Steam Deck at this point, honestly. Unless those first-party games are really important to you, I think this is a much better grab. And also, if you've got the Switch and you were looking to upgrade to the OLED, keep your Switch. You can keep playing your games on there, but grab the Steam Deck, man. This thing looks so cool. It'd be a great way to play some more games and expand what you can do on the go. And I'd say all of those improved tech specs are worth missing out on the OLED screen for sure. But those are just my quick thoughts on the Steam Deck. A little bit of info for you. We'll definitely have more videos coming out in the future covering this as news drops. But in the meantime, let us know in the comments below what you think about the Steam Deck. Are you planning on picking one up? Which of the three models interests you the most? And what do you think of this compared to the Nintendo Switch? Do you think there's even a comparison to be made, or are they totally separate and you should just get both of them? Or do you think you should get neither of them? There's a wide array of opinions I'm sure you have, so let us know in the comments below. And until next time, my friends, stay cool, and remember, always stay one up. I've been Sam. See you later.